Hey guys, this is Mako and we're going to go into Ivara again. Now I told you I would be tweaking her and playing with her to see what worked best, and so far this is my setup now. Yes, the ninkonde. And here's the reason why. Any weapon that's on a Warframe that allows you to quickly go from spot to spot is pretty useful. So these are what I call lunge attacks built into the melee combos. Now with the Ivara, this is especially useful because when you're in the invisible mode, if you do a bullet jump or run or slide, you are, kicked out of invisibility. But if you do a lunge attack with a melee, you can run across the map that way, high speed. And it doesn't kick you out of invisibility while you're also dealing a good amount of damage. Now the ninkonde, as you know, with its Atlantean Vulcan stance, does a spiraling hit strike forward, which lunges you at a pretty good amount of distance, so I find that to be how I fast travel while I'm invisible. Now with this build, we're focusing on duration, a little range, a little, I don't think any buff to actual damage, but range, duration, and efficiency. Efficiency is a big part of my build. I tend to not even use the navigator very much because, let's face it, it was getting kind of irritating. If you're using the Tonko or the Penta with her, then maybe. But overall, it was just becoming a little irritating. It's easy to use, but kind of a little wild in control factor. I mean, I can't even put intensified. This is a unformed build, so anybody can build this right off the bat. You can adjust yours however you want and add or buff it as much as you want. These are just, template builds. The rakta cenros is the same as last time, but overall, let's just do a quick test to see what intensify does. It really doesn't do anything. So I mean, power, damage isn't really a big deal. It buffs up your bow a little bit, but your bow is based off of your primary, and I did adjust the cenros to have a faster, fire shot. I removed the delayed critical, and I put on just a pure critical attack. So it's not slower. This is a fast shooting rakta again. Rakta cenros, and overall. Now the first thing I tend to do is I go invisible. That's a no, duh, right? And I'll put some enemies to sleep, and I'll shoot them with the bow. Now note how much I'm criticaling now. Pretty much all the time. Now sometimes it's weaker than others, but with multi-shot on it, I'm doing a good amount of damage. Yeah, that was the wrong arrow, I know. Now while you're invisible, your headshot multiplier is buffed up, as you saw. So we just kind of sit invisible. And now I pulled up the ninkonde. Now note how much damage this does while you're invisible. And note I'm jumping around pretty quickly, right? So any attack that does a lunge attack does pretty well. And I know you can't see mine. This seems to be a glitch with the visual. I don't know why it happens, but you literally can't see your character at all. So I'm just doing this off of what I would normally do. Instinct, feel, whatever. It says there's an enemy still alive. Let's draw them a little closer. Yeah, that was weird. Did you see that my bow is appearing right there? That's some trippy stuff right there. It was summoning the bow before I actually activated it. Now, that was pretty, much how I would play Ivara. Very stealthy, very quick. And this is what I was doing, basically. I just hold B and do this basic attack. Pretty good speed. Well, as I tell you guys, I hate this new simulacron enemy. And again, you're just gonna bash him to death. Similar to my Loki build. But I tend to actually specialize in just using ninkonde while I'm in Ivara mode. Or Ivara stealth mode. And even if I'm out, let's just face it, nunchucks. Bruce Lee, guys, come on. Some epic stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. Have fun being stealthy.